Hello guys, welcome to Plugin. Today we are going to discuss about basic Python programming language. The topics are variables and data types. So if you have any programming language background, then it is fine. If you don't have any programming language background, it is well and good because we are going to explain you and teach you from the scratch the Python programming. So don't worry about that. So for this video, the prerequisites are you have to install an Anaconda application in your laptop. So for that one, I have made another video. The link of that video will be given in the description. So you can check that before proceeding with this video. Now let's jump into the topic. We'll open Jupyter Notebook. So today's topic is Python, variables and data types. So we'll go through one by one. The first topic is variables. So what are variables? Variables are nothing but the reserved memory location to store values. So this means that when you create a variable, you reserve some space in memory. So based on the data type of the variable, the interpreter allocates the memory and decides what can be stored in the reserved memory. So we'll go through this in detail. Okay, you will get to know what is the meaning of this lines. Okay. So first of all, we use assignment operator. So to assign a variable to any data item, we use is equal to symbol. Okay. So here you can see 1. 1 is the value and it is a data item. So this data item is assigned to a variable called A. And here in the second line, you can see B is equal to 3.2. So B is a variable and it is assigned a value 3.2. Like that, we can assign a string value. So ML is a string or a character. So it is assigned to a variable C like this. So if you after this you run this cell, these are called the cells in Jupyter Notebook. So this one is the first cell. The box you are seeing, no, that is the cell. So if you run this cell, so here you can click on run. So it will execute. So you can see 1. Then you can check the value of A. So A, if you type A and run, it will show a value of 1 because A is assigned a value of 1. Like that, if you check for B, so it will give an output of 3.2. And if you check for a C, it will give a value of ML. So you can run the cell by clicking the run button here, or you can simply press shift enter to execute that cell. Okay. Now coming to the what are all the variables we can provide or we can give. That is, you can use underscore or numbers. So like this. So if we execute this cell, print D1. So what is the D1 value? That is ML. So it is printing here. You can check here what are all the syntax for assigning a variable. So you cannot use any special character at the beginning. So A is equal to A is equal to 5. So if we execute by pressing shift enter, it will give us invalid syntax error. So means we cannot assign any special character at the beginning of the variable. And we can check another thing is we cannot assign any numerical value. So if we assign 3, then also we will get syntax error. So the basic syntax for assigning a variable is first letter should be letter or it can be an underscore. So you can use underscore as first letter in the variable declaration. So if I execute that one, it will take. And if we print what is underscore A, so underscore A, it will give an output of 5. So only you can use at a starting only the underscore, a special character in the variable declaration, and rest it should be a letter only. And you can use 3 here or 1 here, so it will take. So first letter should be a underscore or a letter, then you can place or you can give any number or anything. So you can, if I execute a1, so it will also return 5, or you can assign any value 4. Then you run that and then execute the script, you will give, it will give an output of 4. Okay, these are all the syntax to assign a variable. And then coming to this multiple assignments. So what is this means? We can assign a is equal to 10, b is equal to 5.5, and c is equal to ml in single line of code. See how easy it is. So here we have declared in 3 lines, and here we have declared in 1 line. So this is much easier. So when we want to assign more values to more variables, okay, in a single line, we can check that also. What is the value of a here also? So a is 10, b is 5.5, and c is ml. And you can check. See, I have assigned A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5.5, and C is equal to ML. So the order should be same. So if you have to assign A the value of 5.5, then you have to type 5.5 here and 10 here. Then the value of A and B are interchanged. So if we execute and if we A, so the A is now 5.5 and B is 10. And one more thing you have to keep in mind here is you cannot assign for 3 variables, you cannot assign 4 values. Like if I assign hello, so it will give us an error. See, value error. So too many values to unpack because we have 4 values here and we have assigned only 3 variables. So the number of variables and the number of values should match. Then only multiple assignment will work. Okay. Here we can print the values A, B, and C. See, here we can see A is 5.5, B is 10, and ML is 10. So we have interchanged the values. Previously it was A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5.5. Then we interchanged, the result is also interchanged. Now we can assign a single value to multiple variables. So this is another kind of variable assignment. See, here we have assigned AI. So this is a string variable, string data. This is assigned to A also, B also, and C also. So A, B, C are the variables which is assigned to, sorry, AI is assigned to variable A, B, and C. Okay. So if we print the output of A, what is there? What is the value stored in A? Then we'll get, okay, I have not executed this cell. So if I execute and then if I execute this, A is AI. So AI is assigned to a variable A and AI is also assigned to a variable B. So if I run this cell also, it will print AI, and if I execute the print C, then also it will show us AI. So now here you can see one more uh, operation called, like, we have assigned A is equal to 5.5, B is equal to 10, and C is equal to ML. So here again we assigned the value of A is equal to B is equal to C is equal to AI. Then the value of A is overwrite. So previously it was 5.5, now it is AI. So if you want to declare a variable, you should declare with a different name. Like you can declare with A1, B1, and C1. So then the value will not be overwrited. So now we can check that one. So if A, B, C I have executed, then the value of B is 10, the value of A is 5.5, and the value of C is ML. Now, so here also we can see the same thing is applied. Here we have assigned now AI to a variable a1, b1, c1. So then if we execute this and if we type a1, so it is printing AI. So if I print a, it is printing 5.5 because this a is assigned a value of 5.5 here. So if so we can conclude like if the variable names are same, then it will take the latest assigned value to that variable. Okay, now we will print a1, b1 and c1. Okay, now we know how we can assign variables easily. So we have learned that one. Now we will look into a short in, uh, introduction to how storage location works. Okay, so this no need to learn in depth. So if we should have a basic knowledge how it works. Okay, I will show you. So we are assigning a 3 data to a variable x. So if I print the id of x, it will display where the 3 is located in the memory. So it should have an address. So 3 is stored in a memory and it has some address. So that address will be displayed in the output. See here you can see this is the address of the value 3. So 3 is stored in a memory. That address is 1472 blah 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 4352. Okay, then I am assigning a 3 only to the variable y. Then if I print the id of y where it is storing the id of that memory, then it is same as this one because so the 3 is located in a memory and it has a id of 140720390054325 and the variable y is pointing to that one and variable x is pointing to that one. That one means in the sense the 3 where the uh, 3 is stored in the memory. Okay, now if I assign y to a value of 3, sorry, the 2 to the variable y, then it will change y pointing to the memory where the 2 is stored. So the 2 variable is stored in some other memory, the id will be different, then the y will be pointing to the memory location of 2. So the id changes here. So this is the simple concept where how the storage location works. Okay, now coming to the data types. So Python data types. So what are data types? Data types are the classification or the categorization of data items. Means where 2 is a data item. So we can conclude that this is an integer one. So it will classify as what is the data type of this one. So we no need to initially declare that y int y. So if you have learnt in C or Java, we have to use in C we have to declare int space y. Then only it will take y as an integer. So now in Python it is not the case. So it is simpler. So simply we can assign y is equal to 2. Then it will automatically classify or categorize. So 2 is an integer. So the type of y variable is integer. So we can see the data type represents a kind of value which determines what operations can be performed on the data type. So it can also tell us what kind of operations that we can do in that data types. Okay, so we can do new if the variable is a numeric data type like integer float, then we can do numeric operations and non-numeric operations also we can do if it is a string. Okay, now coming to the data types, what are all the types is there? So there are three main types. One is numeric data type, string data type and none data type. Sorry. So we'll go one by one. So first is the numeric data type. Numeric data type, there are four types. One is Boolean, integer, floating point, and complex. So these are all the four types in the numeric data types. First in that, the first one is Boolean type. The Boolean data type has two values, true or false. Only it has two values, which is true or false. So we have to be more concentrate on the first letter of this true. So if you type small letter true at the beginning, then it will not act as a Boolean data type. Okay, we will check that. And true also has a numerical value of 1. False also has a numerical value of 0. So we will check. We'll do with code. Then we will understand easily. So now this is called the conditional operator. So we will study that also. For temporarily, we use is equal to as a conditional operator where we can check this value is same as this value. So in theory we use only one is equal to. For the programming purpose we have to use double is equal to check the condition. So true true is equal to 1, then it will display an output of true because true has a value of 1. Here we can see numerical value of 1 and false has a numerical value of 0. See here we can check. If you check the condition false is equal to 0, then it will display true because false has a value of 0. So here we can check that one. If we type small letter, it will give us a name error because this name is not recognized as a Boolean data type. So we can say that capital T should be there at the starting letter of true. Then only it is a Boolean type data type. See, we are checking the condition here next, like true is equal to false. Then no, it gives us false because true is not assigned a value of 0, but true is assigned a value of 1. So like that, if we can check false is equal to 1, then it will say false because false is assigned a value of 0, not 1. Okay, then how we will be knowing what type of data type it is? Okay, for that one we have a function called type where we can check, we can pass any variable here. Okay, any variable name that will show us what type of data it is. So I will assign some false to a variable called, okay, if I take x is equal to false. So the false is a Boolean type. It is assigned to x. So the x variable is assigned a data type of false. So that false data type is Boolean type. So we will check x, what is the data type. So for to check what type of data a variable has, we have to use type function. Okay. So we have to use type function. In that we have to pass what is the variable that we want to check what type of data type it is having. So for that one, if we pass x and press Ctrl Shift Enter, so it is showing x because integer, because false is assigned a value of 0. Okay, we can check here. Okay, then so that we can get the int. So x is a integer data type. So we can check the condition here also. So like x is equal to 0, then it will display true, sorry, false. Okay, the integer and the Boolean type will not be display, cannot be compared. So we will check the type of false only. See, so false is a data type. So what type of data type it is false, it is a boolean data type. So we cannot, now we have learned that if we assign a boolean character, so it the type of that will be a integer one because it has assigned a value, numerical value of 1. So 1 is an integer data type that we will see in the next coming slides. Okay, so we have to check, we have to pass only data type here, variable which we can get the data type of that one. So we are passing the data type, this is a boolean data type. If we pass that one, we are getting what is the type of data. So false is a boolean type of data. Then true, if we pass, it is also show boolean data type. Next, coming to the integer data types. So integer data types means only without decimal points. So it ranges from approximately -21 2147483648 to +2147483647. So the numbers which are within this range are considered as integer data type. Okay, so this range will be dependent on machine because some machines has more memory so that it can allot more range of values. So one can think like what can be the data type beyond this, because scientific computation are all like more than like 10 decimal places or 20 decimal places. In that case we will consider that as a long type integer data. So because it has a long value, we will uh, consider it as a long integer type data. So in this cell we are going to assign a value of 34 to a variable a. Then if we print a, we will display 34. And how to check what type of data it stores in the variable a? So we have to use a type function. So in that type function, if we pass a variable a, then we will get the type of that one. So what type of data the variable a is storing is integer type data. So we can easily conclude from this. So the type of a is integer. Then coming to float point data type, all float point numbers are 64-bit. That is 64-bit double precision it is having. So we can see here. So scientific notation is same as in other languages. Either the lowercase or the uppercase can be used. So when we are using e power something, then in that case we can use e, small e or big capital E to represent the floating point data type. We will check that also. Okay. So b is equal to 2.0. We are assigning here 2 to a variable b. In the sense we have decimal places. So in we have decimal places, then it is a float point data type. So if we execute this one, we will get 2 as an output. B is stored a value of 2.0. Then if we check the type of that one, we will get float. So b, variable b is a float type. The variable b is holding a value and that data type is float. Okay, so we have learned about complex numbers in our college days and all. So we can assign a complex number to a variable so that that variable will store a complex type data. Okay, so we will assign, so complex numbers such as 3.7.3 plus I 2.5 are denoted and 7.3 plus 2.5j. So we can use these things I or j to denote a complex number. So most of the time we denote j. Either lowercase or uppercase can be denoted for the imaginary part. So and one more thing, if we assign a complex data type to a variable, it has some built-in attributes and methods. So what are all that you will definitely learn. For that, you have to be patient. So we will teach you one by one. So for that one, we have to wait. So we will first assign a value 3.5 plus 2.5 2.8j to a variable c. Then we will print what is there in the c. So we can see c is having this complex type data. So if you check the type of c, it will display complex. So it is a complex number. So here we have to extract what is the real part in the complex data type. Then we can use c dot real. So the syntax for getting the real number in the complex number is c dot real. See here, c is a complex number. In that we have to get the real part. So c dot real. So we will get 3.5, and 2.8j is the imaginary part. If we type c dot imag, that is imaginary, we will get 2.8. Okay, so and we can compute the conjugate, that is if we have a 3.5 plus 2.8j, the conjugate of the number is 3.5 minus 2.8j. So if we execute this, we will get the conjugate of c. See here, I have told you 3.5 minus 2.8j. And then we will move on to string data types. In string data types, oh, sorry, I have to zoom 1 second. Yeah, it's fine now. So string data type is assigned by enclosing a text in a single or double or even triple quotes. I will zoom out little bit. Yeah, it is fine now. So we can assign all the so we have to follow some syntax while assigning a string. That syntax is we have to assign any variable as a string by enclosing a double quotes or a single quotes. Like here, we can see here, we will execute this cell. So we can see S1 is having a value of hello world, which is declared in the double quotes. So it is a string. And if we print these two, it will show a text only. So if we check that, how to check the type of a variable, so we have to type 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 of s underscore 1. So we will get str. Str means string type data. Okay, we can assign any values in the double quotes, then it is considered as a string. So we can check this example here. So we will assign a1 as the variable a1 by underscore as 1 2 3. Okay, so this we are enclosing 1 2 3 in a double quotes, so then it is considered as a string data type because we are enclosing the numbers in double quotes, so it is considered as string. We have executed that one. We will check the type of a underscore 1. See, you can see here string. So a1 is having a1 variable is having a data type of string because we have assigned in double quotes, or we can check with single quotes also. That also works. See, if you remove double quotes, it is a number, then it will show us it is an integer type data. If we enclose this in a single quotes or double quotes, then we can see it is an str data type. See, we can check that previous one, it is an str and it is also an str. See, these are string type data. So how? So coming to the picture where we have to use single quotes, mixed quotes, like I will show you. This is the correct sentence, like I don't know. Okay, we are using here single quote also, double quote also. Then the type of this is str. So if I assign here single quote and single quote, the syntax is will be wrong, because if we have to enclose any data in double quotes, then we have to use another double quotes to enclose another data, like here. Now we will not get any syntax error. See, type of s3 is string only. So like that, if we want to use double quotes or single quotes in any of the sentence which are to be enclosed in single quotes or double quotes, we have to use vice versa. Here if I use double quotes, then it will not throw any error, because we are enclosing this sentence I don't know in single quotes. In between that one we can write multiple times any number of double quotes, it will not matter. So that is the logic here. Then we have seen in there in the beginning triple quotes. In triple quotes also we can assign string type data. In triple quotes will be more uh, useful when we have to display large amount of text data. Then triple quotes will be useful. Like if we have a multiple lines where we have to display something in the program, then we can use triple quotes to display that data. So I have written in 2 lines. See here, if we check here, see, 2 lines in single quotes, we cannot use multiple lines. Okay, that is the problem in the single quotes or double quotes. So if we have three triple quotes at the beginning and triple quotes at the ending, then in between that one, how many lines are there, that are all considered as a string type data. So here you can check that one. See, S3, S4. So we are printing as much as possible. So because of confusion, I will execute only S4 and I will execute here S5. See, so the multiple lines will be same as that what we have given here. So same display only saving in the S5. So if we check type, it will also show str, means string. Okay. Then we are coming to special characters. So how to use special characters in the string? So here we have assigned x, we will assign it as x1 as Python /n programming. So /n in the sense next line, /t means tab, // means single slash. Okay, single slash. Sorry for that one. V means vertical tab. We can, how we can provide a single slash? So we can use double quotes here. After the single slash, we can use any special characters, so that will be displayed. So we have assigned x1 as Python /n programming, then we will print what is the output. So sorry, we have not run this one. So we can see Python programming. So because it has a /n, it will point us to a next line. We will see here. Next, see, Python next line programming. So if we insert /n in any n of the string, then it will give us, from that point it will give us the next line. So if I include here pyt after /n, then it will, you can see the output pyt. In the next line it is displaying hon programming, like that. we can use special characters to display our string in a beautiful way. I will change to that one. And the last type is the none data type. So none, an object or a variable with no value has a data type of none. See here also the capitalization matters. Okay, can the none value can be assigned to any variable or an object in the same manner how other variables are assigned. See, we can see here a1. A1 is equal to none. See the capitalization of the n. So we have this is the syntax. So if we give none, the color of none will change. So if we give without capitalization, it will be in black. So if we change n, it is in the different color. None. None is also a data type. So we will assign. So print a1. A1 is having what value? It is having none. And we can check a1. Type of a1 is none type data. So it is not having any value in it. We can assign like that also. Okay, if we update any value here like plug y plug m, then an will have a value of plug n. Okay, so if we check the type of a1 now, it will be str. So this will be helpful where we have to initially the variable should have none, and then we can update that value variable value to some other thing, then we can use none type data. Okay, so we have come to an end of this topic. So in the next coming videos we will learn what are all the operations can be performed on the variable data types. Okay, we have integer data types, what are all the operations can be performed on that, and if you have a string type, what are all the operations can be done on that, if you have a boolean type, what are all the operations can be done on that. Okay, so that's all for this video, and if you like this video, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe our channel. So you can contact us through mail. So you can contact through contact@plugin.com for any queries for data science related training programs and all. Okay, you can connect through Facebook or LinkedIn, etc. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and if you have any suggestions or if you have any queries, please comment in the comment section so we will reply as early as possible. Thank you guys.